Good morning, folks. Scott Stevens here today with CMN News, and I'm going to be interviewing the great thinker Pythagoras. Hi, Pythagoras. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Scott. Thanks for asking.
All right. Let's move on to the next question. So, Pythagoras, why are you considered a great thinker?
Well, Scott, I proved a theory developed by the Babylonians and renamed it Pythagorean's theorem.
Oh, that's truly amazing. Next
Thanks,
question.
Scott.
How do you feel about humans traveling to Mars sometime in the 2030s?
That's a great question. Being an astronomer myself, and I've observed Mars for many years, I think that, the fact that we as humans are coming to a point where we can travel these heavenly bodies, it really shows how we as a people can achieve anything that we can think of.
All right. Well said. That's an interesting point of view. Let's move on to the next question. Do you know how your theorem has helped humanity today?
No, I don't think so.
Well, your theorem is used in many things, such as construction, calculating measurements, and determining whether and how things will fit together.
Well, wow, I didn't know that. It brings me great joy to know that my theorem is still being used today.
All right. Here's the next question. We already talked about how you contributed to our society, but what about your own?
Well, Scott, way back in my time, I founded my own school called the Semicircle, where I taught many students about mathematics and astrology. But the thing was, the political leaders didn't really like my way of teaching, so I moved to Croton and then founded my own brotherhood there. It was open to all people. And, that's how I feel I gave back to my community.
Wow, I can't believe you founded both a school and a brotherhood.
I know.
Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. Thanks for joining us today, Pythagoras.
Anytime, Scott.
And now, stay tuned for our next piece, the biography of Pythagoras himself.
Pythagoras was born in Samos, Greece in 569 BC to a merchant and a native of the island. He left Samos in 535 BC and moved to Egypt to study with priests. He was in Egypt when the Persians invaded. The Persians took him prisoner and sent him back to Babylon in 520 BC. Pythagoras became a free man and moved back to Samos. It was during this time that he founded his own school called the Semicircle.
Pythagoras taught his students mathematics. He taught them the earth was round and at the center of the universe. He studied odd and even numbers, triangular numbers, and perfect numbers. However, the political leaders in Samos did not like Pythagoras' teachings. So Pythagoras left Samos and settled in Croton, Greece. He founded a philosophical and religious school in Croton. Pythagoras believed in 8 things.
He believed all things are numbers. Mathematics is the basis for everything, and geometry is the highest form of mathematical studies. He believed the physical world can be understood through mathematics. He believed the soul resides in the brain and is immortal. It moves from one being to another, sometimes from human into an animal, through a series of reincarnations called transmigration until it becomes pure. Pythagoras believed that both mathematics and music could purify. He believed numbers have personalities, characteristics, strengths, and weaknesses. He believed the world depends on the interaction of opposites, such as male and female, lightness and darkness, warm and cold, dry and moist, light and heavy, and fast and slow. He believed certain symbols have a mystical significance. He believed all members of society should observe strict loyalty and secrecy.
His death is shrouded in mystery. One account states that he fled from a mob to Metapontum and starved himself. Some mention him getting caught up in a war between the Agrigentum and the Syracusans. Other accounts say his house was set on fire and his only option was to flee to a bean field. But because of his aversion to beans, he didn't want to die surrounded by them. So his enemies came and slit his throat in front of the field. Most accounts do agree that he died in 495 BC.